Hello everyone, welcome back to Crow's Whisper Tarot. Today we're going to be looking at the most rewarding spiritual practice for you. So, very interested to see what the piles have for you guys today, and let's jump into it. Alright, here are the piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 and pile 4. Take your time selecting the piles. You might be drawn to more than one today, and I will see you in the video. Welcome pile 1 to your reading, and we'll start off with your significator card, which is progressions and a journey. So in terms of your spiritual practice, it seems like it has a lot to do with your place in the universe and trying to investigate that a little bit further. So the other half of your cards is I'm not a fractured being, I'm multifaceted. So it could be that on your spiritual journey, you're trying to figure out where you are in the universe and how many parts of yourself you can find in your journey towards that. So that can be sort of piecing together what you're good at, what you're not good at, and finding out your light self and your shadow self and reuniting the two, and finding out how many skills you also have as well. And we also have I used to live in fear, so I know the area well. It hasn't changed much. So again, it's dealing with situations where you are not comfortable and you're gaining more comfort through it because you're learning to trust the process, you're learning to trust yourself in your own journey and become more self-aware and stronger in that sense as well. So in terms of your spiritual practice, we have the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, the Strength card, as we were saying earlier, with loving yourself and trusting yourself, and we also have the 5 of Swords. So for you, I feel like your best spiritual practice is positive self-affirmations and also being able to trust your inner compass as well. And funnily enough, we also do have time and almost like a compass-like element to your cards. But I think overall, it's the process of being able to trust your inner strength and inner power, and also to reaffirm that to yourself continuously. So you might need to have either positive affirmations for yourself where you're looking into the mirror, staring into your eyes and saying exactly the way you should feel about yourself and trying to manifest that into reality. What I do see is there's a lot of the barrier that you guys are having at the moment is that constant battle within yourself between trusting yourself and doubting yourself. And you know, it can be as simple as, you know, oh, I don't really trust my intuition, it's not really that great. And so going back and forth on that, whereas you could simply just connect well with yourself and trust yourself and be part of the journey with spirit and let spirit guide you as much as possible. But to do that, you need to cooperate on your end and make sure that you are putting as much effort in for yourself in that respect, where you are having the most power within yourself. You're able to communicate that really clearly and be more self-loving. I think that's the biggest thing I find with this group in particular is you hold a lot of anxiety, a lot of self-doubt in terms of what you can achieve and how you're going to achieve it. So let you guys read that card a little bit more. But it is a process of being able to trust that even if things look pretty bleak and you can't really see the end of the tunnel, you don't really know if you're on the right path or if you're doubting yourself in any point in time, you need to trust that you actually know exactly where you're going, as long as you trust yourself. And that way you're a much clearer judge of what is going on compared to if you're continuously doubting yourself in every single part of the process. You're not going to have a clear vision in the end because it's been clouded by negative self-talk more than anything else. And that is the biggest struggle I think that you guys are facing at the moment in terms of your spiritual practice, because you might be doing everything else right and you might be having everything on the right path, but what you end up doing is you see and almost negate parts of yourself that are there, that are actually a strength, but you're putting it on the back burner because you think it's not worth it. But every single part of you makes you who you are. And it's important that you see that, and it's important that you embrace as much of that concept as possible, because no matter what you do or say, it is going to be your inner compass that guides you. And if that's, being blocked by, words or feelings that aren't going to benefit you in the long term, then that's definitely what's going to block you right now. So it's important that you really keep that in mind and keep an open mind with everything that's going on in your life as well. So yes, overall, the most important aspect for this group in terms of your spiritual practices is positive affirmations for yourself, being able to trust your inner compass, and also being able to embrace all parts of yourself, because it's only going to benefit you in the long term and no matter what you do. So that was your reading, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We start off with our significator card, the moon, with perception. So some of you may feel very connected to the moon. It might be that you find more peace when the full moon's out, or when you look up and see the moon as well. It can also be that you have some sort of witchy practice that you find very comforting. Or it can be that you like using tarot cards and things as well, and that might be quite significant for you as well. The other cards we have is right ends, choose an arm position. So I think the other part of this group's spiritual practice is related to how you see the world and how you react to things. Because with right ends, choose your arm position, you can either choose to embrace your fears, embrace the difficulties in life and the shock value that life brings, or you can be terrified and not want to leave your house. It is a very different vibe for that. We also have evolve into a non-complainer. So more than anything, I think this group is definitely about mindset. And mindset is difficult to come by. It's difficult for you to change your mindset. And I think part of your spiritual practice should involve some form of becoming more in tune with your emotions and more in tune with being able to perceive things in a more optimistic light. Don't know if this is a group of pessimists, but that is sort of the thoughts that is coming through. But more than anything, I think this group is just a little too exacting with their thoughts. I think you can see things from a very practical perspective rather than an intuitive perspective, or looking into a more overthinking, potentially, point of view a lot of the times. The reason that is not beneficial to you is that we have the 10 of Wands reversed. You are draining yourself more, you put more practical restrictions on the things around you, because risks are not practical. Risks are not practical at all. You need an element of intuition, you need an element of letting go, of control. And I think that's probably where this group really struggles with, is letting go of control, of holding on to things. Being able to let go of the bars of the roller coaster and put your arms up in the air despite the risks and may be involved. I think more than anything, this group really needs to hone in a little bit more into your intuition, which is probably why we got the moon card earlier as well. It's your perception of how you see the world, and I think you need to be able to flip that. So in terms of the most rewarding spiritual practice, it's to not only, keep your, intellectual mind, keep your realistic approach, but also have some trust in the world around you, some trust in the universe, and don't try and restrict yourself by only having a one mindset about everything. The Queen of Swords is someone who has that intuition but is able to equally utilize their intelligence to let things flow. Whereas the King of Swords, is someone who is more on the logical side of things, almost overly so. And there are some aspects that really benefit this energy, but there's others that really negate it. And in this case, it seems like you're almost going too far one side of things, and it becomes a lot harder for you to let go and let things just happen the way it should. And by getting into this energy, you're actually bringing about a much more stable time. And potentially for some of you, if you are looking into starting a business or establishing yourself in your career, and in terms of gaining more material benefits, this is the process that will help you the most in terms of getting to that state. It also helps you to become more grounded and see the world through a much more balanced lens. So for this group, more than anything, it's important to either start a more intuitive practice, no matter what it might be. For some of you, you might enjoy tea leaf reading. For some of you, you might enjoy doing tarot reading, or just simply trying to, put more trust into the universe via prayers, or, trying to communicate with ancestors, or trying to, light incense once in a while, just to, connect to that energy of intuitive practice. It's really up to you. But overall, the goal of this is to lead more with an intuitive mindset and have a more balanced approach to how you see things. So that was your reading, pile 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Starting off with your card, we have the second house of resources. So more than anything with this group, with resources, it's going to be a process of trying to gain more knowledge into the world around you and using your resources very, very well. It's interesting because the second house also represents your ability to expand as much as possible and being able to create a better foundation for yourself. We also have Death is just one character I play. My real name is Change. So potentially for you guys, it could be that your spiritual practice is going to have to do around changing your perspective or changing the way you conduct yourself to build your resources. So let's have a look at a few more cards to see what that might entail. We start off with the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Pentacles. So definitely working energy here, which is really, really nice to see. More than anything with this group, it's not so much the spiritual practice that will make the difference. It's the ability to face hardship and being able to work through that in a very logical process. With the second house and the 8 of Pentacles, both cards are meant to represent being able to work really hard for your resources, for your job, for your community, for your family, and being able to see the rewards of that in the long term. This is not a short-term goal or short-term conversation, but it's the ability to really hone into your skills of being able to face a lot of hardship and get through to the end at the very end, see the rewards of that. With the Change card as well, you should change your perspective on how you deal with challenge and how you deal with sudden shifts in our lives that happen, because they're inevitable in the end. But with the 8 of Wands, it's all about being able to push through, have the energy to really see the end, see things till the end, putting in your energy as much as possible, and not sort of holding yourself back. It's the ability to have new ideas and see things from a new perspective and have a very clear understanding of what that means for you. It could be that for some of you, doing a lot of charity work, being able to see people in difficult situations and being able to give them resources or give them a lot of hope is part of your process of understanding how to deal with change for yourself. Because by seeing others get through it and seeing what they go through, you can use those practices to reflect on yourself and how you might deal with those situations if you were in them. But it's a really good idea to have a better understanding of what change really means and have a better understanding of how you can deal with change that benefits yourself and benefits the community. It's something that, might be that for some of you, you might end up finding these resources and being able to create a company to help others. Or it can be that you're using your resources to publish a book that is then spreading, good advice for people on how to deal with difficult circumstances. For some of you, you might be in some sort of psychology field where you're teaching that to other people, or dealing with rehab for some people as well and dealing with that change. But being involved in a community affair and being involved in building resources to help other people is definitely part of your spiritual journey. And it will give you a lot of rewards from that perspective as well. For some of you, it can also be that with the Ace of Swords and Five of Cups, that you're finding community and communication something that can be life-altering depending on how you word things. And finding the nuances to how you speak and how you choose to communicate to other people can be very, very significant for you as well. Because more than anything with these cards, it's about being able to present evidence in a very clear and concise way that allows for the other person to absorb it without feeling like they're being attacked or over-criticized. And I think finding the ability to use your words to benefit others is also quite beneficial to this group as a whole. So take what resonates, but I think more than anything, community and resources and giving to others and providing more strength for yourself and for others is quite beneficial to this group in terms of your spiritual practice. So I think that's about it, pile 3. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. We start with Aries, an act for your spiritual practice. So from this, I'm getting that your spiritual practice involves a lot of activity, being able to push yourself, being able to get into a very action-based mindset. We also have, it's your own responsibility to expand instead of just contracting. So this is a very interesting energy where you're meant to step out of your comfort zone and step into really showing yourself to other people and being true to yourself and really acting on that and not feeling like you need to restrict yourself in any capacity for others or because you are afraid of potentially showing that side of yourself to others as well. We also have you are never more than a half step away from being in the flow. So what I'm picking up from this group is that your spiritual practice involves being able to move past your own barriers within yourself, being able to push through, ram through, you might say, those barriers within yourself and being able to really push yourself to your limits and being able to showcase who you truly are. And that is probably the most rewarding practice for you in the long term. And honestly, these cards are amazing for you guys. We have the Queen of Cups and we have the King of Pentacles. Your spiritual practice is definitely revolved around increasing your self-acceptance, increasing your self-comfort, being able to show your true self and being strong in who you are. With both of these cards, that is the message. Because no matter what you end up doing, your physical body and your emotional self are the most important factor for you. And so looking after those parts of yourself is the most important thing. And that may involve, lifting yourself up, being stronger in who you are, being more comfortable in who you are, so that you can live your absolute best life. And for that, you need to be able to make sure that you're looking after your physical health, that you're looking after your mental health, that you're putting yourself first in all situations before others, and you're making sure that you are, in fact, in your best possible energy at all times, so that you can go out, have fun, not feel like you are restricted in any capacity, and you are literally going to shine. And that is the goal of this entire spiritual practice, is spiritual practice for yourself, so that you can feel strong and happy as much as possible in your life, and not feeling like there are barriers for you in the long term. For some of you, that might mean that part of your spiritual practice is getting into this energy so that you can, create your chosen family, or create, a community that really works for you and suits you, because you are showing who you truly are and attracting those who are equally interested in getting to know you, and not, interacting with people who drain you or take away from your energy, and not making use of you just for the sake of it. This is a community that truly care for you and truly love you. But to do that, you need to get into an energy where you are very strong within yourself, and you know exactly who you are, exactly where you want to be. You don't take any negativity from others. You're overly confident in who you are, and that's not a bad thing. Being able to showcase yourself and showcase who you are without holding back your limits is really the only way to succeed in this world, in this community. So don't try and feel like you need to, manipulate who you are to suit someone else, because in the end they're not getting to know the true you, and you are having to waste your energy trying to change yourself for no reason. And you need to simply get back into the energy of you are you, that's it, that's all you get. And so being able to really show yourself as someone who is worth your own time and energy, and not try and put any restrictions on you, is the most important thing. So that was your reading, pile number 4. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.